da. Literally, it could still blow everyone's expectations out the water very, very easily. It could still turn out to be a very, very good game if they know what they're doing with it. And that's what I'm hoping for. Because 7 itself is phenomenal. Its story, In fact, I'm very bad with RPG stories. I'm glad they are doing it too. It's just I wish they would have did a remake though. Just vamped up the graphics a little bit and then kept the same story. You know what I mean? Because the game deserves a remaster at the very least. Its graphics are so bad. And that's not even, like, graphics alone aren't enough to really make me hate a game, because look what I'm playing. It's just, I don't like the blocky Lego look. It's kind of weird. And considering 8 and 9, while not the greatest looking either, to me, it looks a little better already, just because they don't look like Legos. Yes, exactly. A remaster could still be done. I just don't get why they didn't at least remaster it for the time being. I mean, 8 kind of got a remaster out of nowhere. Like the Resident Evil remake. Yes. I haven't played it, but I've watched it, and it was beautiful. Considering I grew up watching, I didn't grow up playing them. I grew up watching Resident Evil. I loved watching them. I have played a bit of them, but I've never really played them to beating them. But, oh my god, Resident Evil 2... I haven't seen much of Resident Evil 1's remake, but Resident Evil 2's remake is beautiful. I'm waiting for the third. I'm waiting for Resident Evil 3. That was actually one of my favorite Resident Evils, watching my brother play that game as a kid. Nemesis used to scare the shit out of me, so I can't wait to freaking play 3. I played through them again the past week. It's so good. Oh, yeah, it's phenomenal. Even the remake of 1 was good? What, did you not like the original first, Resident Evil 1? Or was Resident Evil 1's remake, like, bad? Just judging by your text, you're making out to seem like, yes, you liked it, but even 1 was great. Like, just judging by that, it didn't receive enough love or something. I don't know, it's just the way I read it. Regardless of that, people are gonna hate and love things. Just because someone hates something or dislikes something, it doesn't mean it's bad. No one's gonna all agree. I could love a Final Fantasy that people hate. Like, I watch a streamer who loves Final Fantasy 13. Not so much for the story, but for the combat. But what bothers me about that is he claims that the combat is shitty about 20 hours in, it's shitty about for the first 20 hours. And then it's like, do you really love the combat, though? Yeah, apparently the combat opens up after about 20 or 30 hours, but do you really love the combat? Because by the time you're at the end game, there's really not much besides optional bosses. So, can you really, like, I don't really understand his logic. Original was great, remake was great. Resident Evil 1 remake deviated a bit, but it was still cool. That's usually what remakes do. Was the perfect blueprint for how to do a remake. It had some changes, I'm sure, right? But it still kept the same premise. It had the same puzzles, probably made easier, but it probably had the same fights, but it had enough coat of paint to make it look new. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. Enough coat of paint to make a game look new. Maybe add a few new dungeons or something, or a new boss fight or whatever type of game it is. But overall, keep the same puzzles, keep the same item locations, maybe some changes, stuff like that. That's why I don't want with 7, I don't want 7 to be like, oh, well, here's this, oh, here's this place you've never been before that somehow just emerged in the storyline that never was there before. Like with Pokemon's remakes, while I love the Pokemon remakes, they add in content that never was there in the original, so it makes me wonder, what the hell? Where was this in the original? And it doesn't make sense from a story perspective, is my point. It did a few things differently, but they just got a spot on. That's good. That's amazing. Yeah, I've watched a person play that, and he loved every second of it, and I did too. But like, yeah, with the Pokemon remakes, like with Red and Blue's remakes, they added in the Sevii Island content for, the additional end game content where you have to fight Team Rocket after you beat the game, and then after you beat them, you're able to trade from them to Ruby and Sapphire, and you're able to trade between those two generations, and then after you do Team Rocket thing, that's how you catch Mewtwo. It's like, these weren't in the originals. Story-wise, it doesn't make sense appearing out of nowhere. Same thing with them adding in the next generation Pokemon game characters into the original islands and stuff like that. While it makes sense and that's going to happen, because that's how you get them, it just, to me, it doesn't make any sense because they were never there to begin with. That's why I hate about remakes, is what they do to it, story-wise or item-wise or things-wise, that usually just doesn't make sense. But I'm just a nitpicker when it comes to stuff like that. But yes, no, I hear a lot of good things about the Resident Evil remakes. And for good reason. I mean, they have 2 of them now and a 3rd on the way. So obviously, Capcom is doing something right. I mean, they could have... I'm surprised they haven't remade... I don't know, it's definitely not as big as a franchise, but they definitely could have easily have remade DMC. I'm glad they didn't because I know they would heavily have changed up DMC to the point where it would be unrecognizable. Because I love Devil May Cry. But I'm glad I just got a remaster. I'm glad I got a remaster, not a remake. Because that's why I'm fearful with 7 right now. Where's my midget bread? Okay. Oh, there's water. Oh, wait, I'm here. Yeah. Oh my god, the ship. Woo! Woo! I'm not used to an airship this fast. Oh, it's you guys. You played Pokemon Red and Blue as a kid and the Fire and Leaf Green years ago, but haven't bothered with any of those. Nah. If you care about Pokemon at all, I recommend you play the original Gen 2, Gold and Silver, if you care. They're on the 3DS, if you have one. And then the remakes, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. That's really the extent I recommend playing. Only because they're my favorite generations. But if you don't care about Pokemon, don't worry about it. You're really not missing much, personally. You played the original and Red and Blue, Fire Red and Leaf Green. Personally, aside from new content, new layouts, new maps, and new Pokemon, it's really still the same thing. Also, new gimmicks. Each generation adds in new gimmicks, and a lot of them are stupid. The best gimmick that Pokemon ever introduced was... in Yellow, Pikachu followed you. Well, Heart Gold's remakes of Gen 2's Gold and Silver implemented that again, but with every Pokemon that follow you. So any Pokemon that is in the top of your party can follow you. So you can have a legendary following behind you. While that may seem like a small thing, it was the best gimmick they implemented. Because I hate Dynamax from the new ones. I hate Mega Evolution. I just think it's a dumb, cheap gimmick for them to... Hey, look at these look at these Generation 1 Pokemon. Now look at them evolve further. No, I can understand that. I'm definitely Pokemon'd out. I have yet to actually beat Sword and Shield. I barely just, probably like a year ago, beat Sun and Moon. I haven't even beaten Ultra, and I didn't really care for Gen 7, and I barely dabbled in Gen 8. Hell, Ruby and Sapphire, I did not beat that until I was an adult. And I was in middle school when Ruby and Sapphire came out. That's just because at the time I thought I was losing it for it, and I didn't really care for I didn't care for the land of Hoenn. And I didn't recently play that until Heart Gold, Soul Silver were a thing, because I wanted to complete the Pokedex. So you're not the only one who's falling kind of out of Pokemon, don't worry. I will be playing all the games on stream. I've already started Diamond version a while back. I gotta continue and finish it. And then I gotta continue my Red playthrough. But aside from me going through the entire franchise for you guys on stream, one of each game, though, I'm not going to be doing all of them. I think I'm losing it for Pokemon. Not only that, the biggest thing that turned me off about the new ones is I know they have a thing where, yes, they want to add in a lot of more updated visuals and some newer Pokemon and stuff like that, and hardware space, so they can't really implement the entire Pokedex. But honestly, that pisses me off because I have OCD, and I want all of my Pokemon in one place. So if I transfer some Pokemon over, they won't be able to go back, is the thing that bothers me about going from older generation to a newer generation, is you can't trade them back. I don't want to put some of my Pokemon onto one game and then have a bunch onto another game, because I want them all at one place. And then if I come back to it years later, I'll be like, where's my Pokemon? I'll feel like they're missing, and then I'll have to go re-get them again, and it pisses me off. So the fact that I heard that they don't have every single Pokemon in the new ones turned me off, is the biggest turn off for me. And some people don't care. I care, because the tagline of Pokemon is to be a Pokemon master. Is to catch them all. Every generation, I work towards that goal. And that was my biggest takeaway from that. The game can otherwise suck ass. I still will play it. But the biggest takeaway is, yes, you can't have everything in one place. Especially for a person like me who has that issue, where you want all your Pokemon in one place for the sake of your own compulsiveness. Yeah. If you add to it, you add to it. Just don't take away. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I know in the future they possibly can add to it with like an update or something, but I feel like it defeats the purpose that they don't have it from the get-go, because every generation has had them. I know that this is the biggest Pokemon game to date, with a lot of new content, and probably, you know, the map and the world is much more updated, but the modeling of the Pokemon themselves and the moves have not updated at all. The only update that has really changed is maybe the models of your character and the world around you. Other than that, it still looks like a 3DS game. So I feel like not only is Nintendo scrapping all the Pokemon, but they're getting lazy. Because they could have easily put this on the 3DS. And I was hyped for the very first console Pokemon game today, and the moment I heard about that, I knew I didn't really feel like playing it after that. It really kind of turned me off the moment I heard, oh, well, all the Pokedex gone. Fuck. Oh, I was like, fuck, let me land here. Come this way. Un and I have prepared something for you. My death. It's Dora's voice. Leave this cave and come to Un and me. You leave the cave, but you just put me here. I'm assuming they mean leave this cave as in the correct way instead of just going up the stairs. But yeah, comparatively to a lot of RPGs like Phantasy Star and Final Fantasy, Pokemon doesn't seem to be progressing much at all. Not that Phantasy Star is much either, but them coming out with finally their sequel, PSO2 in America finally, is a big plus for me. But with Pokemon not seeming to really update at all, it's kind of falling behind. And even then, Nintendo is still far behind in a lot of ways with its power and capabilities, but I feel like they just aren't trying. They finally made a handheld console, and they finally made their first console in a long while. And their biggest main franchise isn't even their best game. Hell, the best games on the Switch aren't even really Nintendo anymore. My favorite games on them are the Final Fantasy PS1 titles. And 10 too. 7, 9, and 10 and 10-2 are by far the best games on that. And those aren't even Nintendo. And they even have Phantasy Star 1, which is a Sega game. I get it. Nintendo's kind of like a melting pot, but I feel like its biggest franchise should at least have more of a presence on there. Yeah, that pisses me off too, is that the 3DS eShop has all the old Pokemon games except for Game Boy Advance. The Switch doesn't even have its own properties on there for Pokemon. They could easily put the old Game Boy games on there. They have the NES and SNES pack. I want all of my old Pokemon games on the Switch because recording from the 3DS is a pain in the ass. Yes, I have a capture card for my 3DS, but it's a pain in the ass. It's not comfortable because the cable is so short. My charger and my 3DS are so old that it no longer charges much. I mean, it still charges, but it has to stay connected. I even bought a whole new battery. It's just the port on the charger port is broken or busted. I don't care to fix that because it's so old it's going to break eventually. And usually when I turn things in to get fixed, it never stays that way for long. My joystick, the pad thing, keeps coming off. So my 3DS is on its way out, which is sad because it's the only one with a capture device. My 3DS XL, which I bought, has an issue with the wiring, so whenever I touch one of the sides, it turns off, which I don't care to get fixed either, just because it's pointless. I haven't got a Switch. I thought they would... Nope. Well, in terms of Pokemon, no. They have some classics. Like I said, they have a NES and SNES pack. If you buy the service, you can download a free bundle of NES or SNES titles, and it updates monthly, kind of like a Netflix. But that's just NES and SNES, and half of those games aren't even good. Like, the best things they probably have would be like Mario, Zelda, and stuff like that. They don't even have... I don't even think the classic Final Fantasies are even on there. No, I don't think so. And I've been wanting to play the classic Final Fantasies on the Switch just because I want to play them on a handheld in bed. No, they have the new Final Fantasies from 7 onward. But no, they don't even have the originals. Not even the remakes. And they don't even have any Pokemon games on there aside from the newest ones. Whoops, there goes my camera. Which bothers me. Because they could easily do that. The 3DS got all the good Pokemon games, all the old Pokemon games. Why don't they do that with the Switch? They could put Paper Mario on the Switch, Donkey Kong 64 on the Switch. My camera keeps blurring. They could put all these classic games on there from the 64 Game Boy era, Nintendo era, but no. And they decided to release them all in a bundle like the SNES and NES pack, which is fine. But I prefer them to be just, oh, I want to buy, say, Zelda. Let me just buy Link to the Past by itself. Or let me buy Donkey Kong Country. Or, you know, stuff like that by itself, just so I can play it on its own. They did that with Aladdin and Lion King. They released Aladdin and Lion King bundle. 2 games from the NES and Genesis era. And they're by themselves. But no, any other games, they don't, just for some reason they don't add. Maybe in the future they will. But Nintendo, I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. Their service is only $5 a year or whatever, but still, like, they don't seem to know what they're doing. They know how to make, they finally made a good console and don't know what they're doing with it. While it has a lot of good games, hell no, the Switch is a phenomenal console. They have a lot of good RPGs and a lot of good games, but a lot of those games may not only be Nintendo, it could be other consoles. They could be on Steam, they could be on Genesis, Sega, whatever. Or Sega, Genesis, that's the same thing. Sega, the original Nintendo, some games. But no, I just wish they would add all their older stuff on there. But, whatever, it is what it is. It is what it is. If Nintendo decides not to release it, then I think eventually Nintendo is just going to lose the gaming race. Which is sad because Nintendo is probably one of the more popular companies out there. They definitely are doing good, otherwise they would have lost the gaming race a long time ago. Kind of like how Sega kind of fell out. Even though they're still around, it's just they're not making consoles. Because they lost that race to Nintendo long ago. And if Nintendo wants to stay relevant, they really kind of need to start doing, like, adding this shit. Because not everyone's going to want to bust out an old Game Boy to play these games. Not everyone's going to want to bust out a 25-year-old DS. I don't even know how old it is. I'm just giving it an age range that it's not even 25 years old. I was going to say, because that would mean DS came out when I was 5. I'm just pointing a stand that it's old. DS being 25 years. Yeah, right. But you get what I'm trying to say, right? It's been, yes, it has been behind a while. It has. And they've been falling slowly. And it's been, oh my god, I've gone through all those. Ugh. Black Hole? Yeah, they've been dropping in the gaming race for a long time. They're slowly keeping up, but they're not, like, in the win or anything, because they're not doing anything different. At least with modern gaming, modern companies today, Sony and Microsoft, they're at least trying to do different things. While some of their consoles have dumb naming conventions, they're at least modern. Nintendo is modern, but they're old. It's modern, but still old. They're trying to keep the retro thing alive, which is nice and good and all. But a lot of your fans are in their 30s. They want to experience some of these games that they grew up with, but on today's consoles, or you know what I mean. They want to experience a lot of these remade or something like that. They don't want to see a lot of just rehashes of Nintendo games over and over again. There's things that we want that they won't give, is my point, and it's so annoying. Because I love Nintendo. I love Super Nintendo. But I also want my Game Boy games. I want my Pokemon. I want all that on there. That's the biggest thing I wanted from them for a while now was gimme Donkey Kong 64, gimme Mario 64, gimme the country games, gimme Pokemon, gimme a new Pokemon Stadium that's similar to Stadium, not Battle Revolution, if that makes sense. Because I enjoyed battling the Gym Leader Tower. I enjoyed battling through the stupid Coliseum Cups. I hated Battle Revolution because all it was just pure fighting. And it was just, here's a match, here you go, here's a match, here's a match, here's a match. With Pokemon Stadium, at least I don't know, it's weird, I'm not explaining it very well, but I preferred what they did with Stadium. And Pokemon, and also with, what was it? Pokemon Coliseum. I enjoy what they did with Stadium and Coliseum. Not only that, make it so that the Switch can connect via with that, or with that game, so you can play with, or whatever. Make it so your Pokemon Sword and Shield Pokemon can go on there. Or make it so your 3DS can connect to the Switch. And you can bring your old 3DS Pokemon on there. Kind of like how your 64 your 64 cart or whatever, your Pokemon game can go into the 64 controller and you play it on Stadium. Make it so you can play your DS games kind of like that. That's something I've been wanting for a while, which is why I want a modern Stadium so I can play my 3DS games in a thing and play that on the big screen, kind of like how they did with Stadium. The original Stadium with Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow and then Gold and Silver. That's something I've been wanting for a while now. And I want it on the Switch. And the only way to transfer from the 3DS to Switch now is you have to use Pokebank, and then there's a service for the Switch. And once I do that, they're all off the 3DS, which is why I want them all in one place. So if I go to transfer my Pokemon onto the Switch's service and the Pokebank, they can no longer be transferred back. And that pisses me off. Because once they're gone, once I want them on another console, I don't want them back. But I don't want some gone and then some on another console. I want them all in one place. They need to know what they need to really step up. By any means, I've never been truly the biggest Nintendo fanboy. While I love the SNES, it's one of my favorite consoles. Growing up, I've been the biggest PlayStation 2 guy. The PlayStation 2, once that was big, that was my jam. More than any other Nintendo console. Because at first, yes, Nintendo was my thing. SNES was revolutionary, but PS2, once that became big, that was all I did for a while. And then Dreamcast, like same with PSO. When I first got introduced to PSO on Dreamcast, that was my thing. Yeah, SNES was my first major home console that I was in love with. Metal Gear, the originals? Because I like Metal Gear Solid. I've never played the original Metal Gear. I've seen them, though. I enjoyed Metal Gear Solid, though. I played up to 3, though. I've only played up to Snake Eater and a bit of Metal Gear 4. Guns of Patriots, I think. I've never played the originals, though. How are the originals? Are they actually good? Like, I've seen them. Not saying that they look bad, it's just, it falls in the same line of an old NES game or an old game where it has a lot of dumb shit, you know what I mean? Kind of like these, Final Fantasies. It has a lot of dumb shit, but it's fun. Do you recommend me playing the original Metal Gears before I play Solid? Because I do plan on playing the Solid games. I have not played the Phantom Pain, no. I believe I own it on Steam. I could be wrong. I know I own the HD collection on the PS3. I believe and I know I have the Guns of Patriots on the PS3. And I think I own Phantom Pain on Steam, I think. But I was just wondering, when I eventually start Metal Gear, should I start the originals? Because that's going to be something I may need a walkthrough for. Because I've seen people play them before, and it took them forever to get through it. Not that they're bad, it's just that the games are kind of convoluted for a lot of parts, and it doesn't really give you concrete... It's like most old games, you have to talk to a bunch of people. And with my memory, it's hard for me to sit there and be like, oh, okay, this guy wants me to go to this floor, my guy wants to go to this room, my guy blah, 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 blah. But yeah, no, I never had the originals. I was introduced into MGS. My first Metal Gear game was Solid. Fantastic game. I'm surprised they haven't remade. I'm surprised. Aside from the GameCube version of Metal Gear Solid, I'm surprised they did not remake it. And, yeah, I mean, the remake for Metal Gear Solid 1 didn't really care. I didn't really care about Metal Gear Solid, the GameCube version. I've seen it, and I prefer the original. Again, Metal Gear Solid 1, the remake, or whatever if you want to call it that, it had a story change. It's the same story, but dialogue from, for story reasons has changed. There was a lot of different changes, and I don't like that. They even made it a bit more weird. I mean, Metal Gear has some really weird things, but they made the original even more weird. They had a lot of weird, goofy bits in it that made it just... They changed it, like I said. But I will be dabbling into the MGS franchise, yes. How long will I play them for? Or, I mean, how far will I get into them? It depends on how good they stay. Original was I played it in black and white because I had the copied version, didn't have... okay. That makes sense. Yeah. How far I get to the franchise depends on how good they stay or how fun they remain. Because if they start to piss me off and not be fun anymore, I may not finish the whole franchise. And I know they're long. Very long. A lot of the later ones, specifically Guns of Patriots and the ones past them, they are very long. In terms of, like, cutscene-wise. And I just don't know if I have the patience to deal with a lot of that. But I do plan on playing at least up to Guns of the Patriots. We'll see if I go anywhere past that. Because I kind of stopped losing interest in them after the Guns of Patriots. And I haven't even played that one. It's just what I've seen of it. Because even then, it's kind of goofy, but it still is... It looked like a fantastic game. Because the last game I played before I stopped, I was really big into trying to like get everything in Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid 2, like all the dog tags and things, because I like getting all the, bonus content, like the infinite ammo and stuff like that from those kind of games, and I know stuff like that. So I was big into doing that, and then I started playing 3. I made it to like one of the later game bosses, one of the last bosses of the game. I think I made it to the end, or close to the end, the sniper boss, before I stopped playing it, or whatever, but I was enjoying it. It's my favorite one thus far, Snake Eater. But if it starts to fall off after that, then I don't know how far I plan on playing it. I definitely don't plan on playing Metal Gear Survive, I'll tell you that right now. Unless someone literally takes my in-chat currency, which is, you know, the loyalty system rewards where you can request me to play a game. Unless someone literally requests me to play Metal Gear Survive, I don't think I plan on playing that. Because I have to buy it. And I don't like when companies who fire the original creator of a game and then they start making the game, they keep making the franchise further past that. And it's the story with Kojima is dead. So, like, that's why Metal Gear Survive just doesn't seem to agree with me, because Kojima's not the one behind it. Speaking of that, I have yet to dabble into Kojima's new game either. I haven't seen anything on Death Stranding. It's dead now after. Yep. Yeah. Speaking of Kojima though, I have yet to dabble into Death Stranding. I haven't seen anything on it. Have you seen anything on the new Death Stranding? Have you played it? Have you seen it? If so, is it good? Would it be worth checking out? Because that's something I can just jump into, because it has nothing to do with Metal Gear Solid. I can easily just be like, hey, I'll play it. I just gotta buy it. If it's not worth, then I probably won't care. I mean, it's not like it's my favorite franchise or anything, but Metal Gear is probably the only stealth game that I actually liked. I never was really all that interested either, but I've been a big fan of Metal Gear as a kid. It's one of those only stealth games that I cared about. Like, I'm not a big fan of those kind of games, like Siphon Filter and all those. I don't care about that stuff. But Metal Gear, while yes, it's a stealth action game, you don't technically have to do any of that. It's great. I'm not great at a lot of the stealth sequences. However, yes, I play the game for what it is, but I can easily just say fuck stealth. Unless there's like stealth segments where I have to be hidden and follow a dude. I hate those segments. But yeah, like, I have no interest in it either, but if it actually looks good and plays good, I might look into it. Sadly, because he's not the only one that had that issue. I played Mighty Number 9, the guy who made Mega Man. Yeah, I know he had the same issue with leaving Capcom or whatever. And Mighty Number 9 is bad. It's the same premise as Mega Man, but he fucked up. Like, it's not good. I feel like it's missing so much. He could have easily have made that game so much better, and I love Mega Man. Going into another kind of creator who either got booted out or left, because they no longer were doing anything with Mega Man, so he decided to make his own company, and look what happened. Mighty Number 9 is trash. I played like 1 or 2 areas of it, and my lord. It's not good. It's just a cop-out. He just took Mega Man as a base and kind of trying to expand on it, but failed. And for the funny thing is it was a Kickstarter. He could have taken all that money he raised to make this game 5 times better than Mega Man Classic or X ever was, and failed. If you haven't played it, I suggest you looking it up if you're curious, because it is bad. It's lazy. The bosses don't seem intuitive. The best part about it is you fight your bosses and then you basically drain their power when they're weak enough. And that's about it. You have like a drain mechanic where you like zap their health away. Because you gotta shoot them a bunch, you bring down their shield, you fly into them, and then half the life bar that you've taken down depletes permanently. And that's really kind of about it. That's like the coolest thing. But if you're a big fan of Mega Man getting powers and stuff like that, it's nothing like that. I can even play it if you stick around and follow or subscribe or whatever. I can even play that in the future if you're curious about the new Mighty Number 9. Well, it's not new anymore, but I have it on the PS4 and stuff. It's not good. But yeah, if anyone's curious about Death Stranding and feel like seeing me play that, I may dabble in it. So yeah, I'm not great. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Hunters Guild. As for Mega Man in general, I'm not great at classic Mega Man. I am bad at classic Mega Man. But Mega Man X is my jam. I love Mega Man X. So good. It's one of those. It's probably one of the best classic platformers, side scrollers on the SNES era. One of them. I just love its speed. To me, it's the best because of its speed and its combat-ish, if you want to call it combat. See, I like Mario, but Mario's just overplayed. Mega Man was fresh, and it still, to me, is fresh. You two made it. Now, to make the Rekka key complete, you must battle and defeat... Shit, can I heal at least? Battle with Un and me. Listen, long ago, weapons too powerful for people to handle were sealed in the Rekka. Oh, great. The weapons? Oh, no. This game has weapons in them? Fuck. But now those weapons are necessary. Oh, unless he's talking about what we're making here now. The energy or whatever the fuck they're talking about. I was thinking of the weapons from like 7 and 9. Or 7 and 10. I was like, oh, no. No. The key. Enter the Rekka. The energy of our battle is needed. No matter what you say, Dorga, Un, there's no way we could fight you. You stubborn fools! Then how about this? Defeat me or die. Well, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the conversation. I look forward to seeing you around. Join me daily, dude. I stream at about 6 p.m. Eastern. Before you leave, this way you'll know when I'm live. Besides following me, because you'll get notified. But feel free to join the Discord. Fuck me. God damn it. Please. I was gonna say, please join the Discord, but hold up. Yeah. Discord. There you go. If you're still here, click the first link. You can click both of them. You can click both the Discord links, but the first one is the main one. Yeah. That way you can stay in contact with me and a bunch of other fans of anime, games, whatever, you name it. We're all cool people. We talk about Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, Final Fantasy, whatever you name it. You can even post fan art, music, whatever. If you're an artist, you can post that there. It's just a fun chat, so feel free to join them. Don't matter which one. The first one, however, is the more alive one. Not that my Discord's lively. I'm kind of a small streamer. But see you around, man. Thank you for joining. It's good to have people join, new people joining in. Especially one with similar interests. Because it's you guys that keep me talking. Outside of that, I'm not very talkative. Take care, dude. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow if you're around. 6 p.m. Eastern. What the hell are you, Dorga? You look like a weird floating jelly ball with a tail. It's either battle me or die. You're an asshole. Battle me or die. Wow. Oh, Lord. No! Okay, that was my health, not my MP. Okay, good. I thought you were draining that. No! Ouch, that hurt him. Ow, holy shit, that hurt a lot. Hurt him a lot. Poop. Let's try drain on you. Ineffective. Uh-oh. Don't break me. Oh no. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Ow. Soft? What the fuck? It's just right there. There it is. Stop that. Good call. Critical hit! Nice. Uh-oh. Yes. Yes. Dorga, don't die. Next is my turn. No, Un, we don't want to fight. Oh, don't whine. Even if my body dies, my soul will not perish. Now let's go. Oh, no. Oh, look at that ass. Louise, let me heal or something. Oh, man. I'm not doing good damage here. I did not know I was going to be fighting them. Oh my god, near death! Oh no. Oh! Oh, that was reflect. Ah. Damn it. I thought it said barrier, not reflect. Fuck. That's my magic. No! No! Phoenix down. Damn that damage, though. Nice. Nice, yes, that 1,000 damage really helped. That 2k hit, that 2k damage really helped that fight. Woo! All right. Okay, now that's a fight I like having where I somewhat struggle, but I don't want to fight like I was having with those douchebags who were splitting. Now that's not a struggle. Same thing with the fights that I had with what's its name? That stupid bird and Hein from earlier. Those were tough fights, but those weren't tough because I was underleveled or didn't have good enough gear. Those were tough because I wasn't prepared in terms of I didn't have the right job in whatever, and I didn't also was blind, so I didn't know this. Yes, a few NPCs mentioned, the bird or whatever its name was. I forgot the name of him. You need a dragoon. It said like you need a dragoon to actually harm this guy or whatever. It's just like, and same thing with like the one person mentioned I need a sorcerer to be able to see Hein's weakness or whatever. They told me that, but I still didn't expect it to be necessary to actually win, is the difficulty I hate. This was perfect. Nearly killing me, but slowly letting me get the upper hand by healing back. It wasn't like, oh, he kills me. Oh, well, my whole team can't move, or my whole team can't attack because he's faster than the ones that are remaining. Dorga, Un! Oh my god, am I a murderer now? Take this. It's the Slick's key. The key that opens the sealed door in the Slick's tower. I'll always be watching over you. I'm counting on you. Why did I... So I needed to kill them to make this key. Alright, now the Urarka key is complete. Take this with you. Dorga! Don't worry, though. Our bodies may die. Our souls will not be lost. Now go to the tower, protected by the 4 statues. The Slick's tower. You must stop the one who is trying to summon the darkness. Xande. It feels safe knowing the duty is in your hands. The entrance to Eureka is in the Slick's tower. Why did I have to kill them for that? I get it, these two and Xande were all connected because Xande was given life, one was given the power of dreams or whatever, and I think Un was the one that did it all, correct? But I guess I had to kill them in order to go and encounter Xande. Is that what's going on here? But why? but why? God damn it. These games are good at making me feel bad. I'm so happy though I progressed. These are gonna be long streams to edit down. Well, that was the undersea cave. And now back into Dorga's. I have to use the washroom. Be right back. as I was saying, yeah. Or as I thought to myself. So far, Final Fantasy III, to me, has the best story out of the 3 games, but I guess I kind of don't really care about story in these games, because normally I understand some of the story, even though I'm still bad at reading between the lines and remembering a lot of dialogue. I kind of don't really care about story in some of these old ones, even though I do. Like, I love story in games. But, like, I just feel like some of these ones are kind of, like, story in Final Fantasy, the earlier Final Fantasy. So far, 1, 2, like, I don't even remember 2's much at all. 2 story wasn't too great. But 1's wasn't the best either. I think 1 and 3 so far had the best stories out of the first 3 games. But I guess I really don't kind of care about some of these, because I'm kind of poor and I'm not really good at remembering them. Alright, so that's Dorga's mansion. Or Doga's mansion. I don't know why I keep saying Dorga. Doga. Doga, Dorga, whatever you want to call it. So we did that. We beat all the optional caves. What is left? Besides going to 6 Tower. Figured. Alright, I just wanted to figure out what Eureka was. That's all I needed to know. I figured. Because there's nowhere else left to go. So I figured. Bum, 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 da, da, da. 10 o'clock. Bum, bum, bum. So there's one spot. There's one place I want to go. I want to go back to Doga's village. Ugh. Honestly, after I saw that the damage Un was giving me, I didn't think I was going to be able to beat him. And then after I saw what Doga was doing to me, I didn't think after the near one shot with that insta-kill tornado that he was almost doing on me, the close to death, I don't know what move that is, but I didn't think I was going to make it. Plus, I was caught off guard. I completely did not know that they were gonna be a massive boss fight. I knew that they were gonna be there, but I didn't know I had to fight them. So I didn't heal. I was expecting a boss fight, just not them. Oh boy. That's what's great about these games is, yeah, I did not expect that. I'm happy. I'm happy though. Very happy. Alright. So we're gonna head back under here, and we're gonna head to Dogas. Yeah. And I may do a bit of grinding too, just so I can get some extra shit, some health and some shit like that. I feel like some fights have certain classes do garbage, because I could have done a lot more damage, I'm sure, if I was still using the black belt or a different class. But I'm actually really enjoying the knight. It's good to see me switching between classes, because honestly, I expected me just to use the same 3 classes from the beginning that I was going to use. I expected that I was going to be using the basic, except for the Onion Knight, because I was going to originally switch him out anyway. But I wanted to try him out, but he's not that good. I don't know how good he is endgame. However, I was expecting me to use, you know, the black mage, white mage, a warrior, a monk, or whatever. But it's good to know that there's not really much repercussion for switching jobs, besides if you don't have any gear, whatnot. All your health and levels are the same. Your stats may change, but it's really honestly not that bad. Let's make it to midnight. Midnight, it's one day. One day without a single bit. I smoked the rest of it yesterday. That was my intent, to smoke the last of my tobacco yesterday. And I started this yesterday, but this is my first official day with not a single ounce of tobacco. However, nicotine, yes. But a cigarette, none. Because I need this, otherwise, you remember, if anyone's watching earlier during the cave with all the splits, the reason I was more fed up with that because of the lack of any cigarettes. If I had none of this, oh, I'd be flippin' livid. But I was more upset because, yes, I haven't had any tobacco. So I'm trying to keep myself from having a withdrawal, but it's still affecting me. And trust me, oh, I want one right now after that. But no. But no, I can't. I can't break. I have to, oops. Just give me a few months, I think this goes for. Was it the first 6 weeks? That's a month and 2 weeks. So I think it's about 4 months, 3-4 months. That's how long you're supposed to take this? Yeah, weeks. 12 weeks. So that's 3 months. Okay, so I'm supposed to lessen. The first 6 weeks, I take 1 to 2 every hour, up to, I think, I should reread that now. I think it's 1 every 1. I'm supposed to take 1 piece every 1 to 2 hours for the first 6 weeks. And then weeks 7 to 9, I take 1 piece every 2 to 4 hours. Then weeks 10 to 12, 1 piece every 4 to 8 hours. And then, so yeah, after about 4 months, it's supposed to hopefully kick me off of it. Well, maybe not, but I'm slowly kicking myself off of it, but after that, my craving should eventually go down after that. Because if I can really go for a whole 3 months without an actual smoke, with just this gum, that's amazing. Because I think when I first started taking these, I stopped for almost 2-3 months, but I don't think I took the gum that long. But I did stop for a while and came back to it. But trust me, without this, I would not be able to quit cold turkey. There's no way. I have decent willpower, but not that great, especially when something pisses me off. Now, At work, I'm gonna have to bring a couple of these with me at work because I'm supposed to take take one piece every 2 hours. I work for 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours. I'm probably gonna work about 10 hours, hopefully, if I have the work. So I'm gonna have to take a bundle of at least a pack of these. So yeah, that should be fine. There's 10. I'll take 2 just in case. Before chewing for a while. Oh, I can do it. Oh, okay, so it doesn't matter after. Okay, I always thought it was after as well. So I think I can have a food. I think I can go eat, but I can't eat before. I can't eat 15 minutes before or while chewing it. Oh, god dang it. Oh wait, no, it wasn't Doga's village. No, it wasn't. I thought it was Doga's village where I was going for. No, it wasn't. What was it? No, it was Fargobod. It was Fargobod I was thinking of. Sorry. Yes. No, Fargobod has got a fight I want to do. That's a couple of things that I saw when I looked online, but I was intentionally just trying to find where my ship was, and I saw that there's a optional fight. But however, I was planning to do all optional fights. I was going to look up, before I beat the game, I was going to look up any optional fights. That's what I did with 1 and 2. The first one has an optional fight with Warmech, but he's just a random encounter. The second one I don't think has any optional fights, at least the original. I could be wrong. I don't remember. Not that I care anymore. Fuck 2. But I was originally, once before I get to the end of the game, I was going to be like, Final Fantasy 3 hidden fights, which I can do now, in fact. So, just in case there's more hidden fights, I'm at the end, so I don't care now. I'm glad I did this. I did this entire game without a walkthrough. Unlike the first 2, where I used a map through the whole thing. I didn't really use a walkthrough per se. I didn't have a game fact or anything up. I just had a map, the overworld map. The overworld map had numbers on it, so it told me where to go. I still did all the in-between stuff, like talking to the NPCs, where they'd be like, go do this, go do that, and it activates this. But other than that, I knew where to go. This I did completely on my own, which is amazing, and it makes me happy, because that's what I've been wanting to do for the others. I tried it, I did a good chunk of it in 1, but then my short-term memory was constantly having me go over places, especially when it's doing it once a week, or even if that, I was not remembering any of the stuff that I did, so I was constantly just going over places that I've already treaded. And there was one stream where I was trying to find the elf village, and I knew I'd been there before, but I was like, where am I going, because I'm so stressed out from nearly dying. And that's just my playstyle. I have very short-term memory loss, and I have bad sense of direction, so I was very pissed off, and I was saying things like I suck at video games and stuff like that. You know, that's just how I get. I don't mean to, but yeah, I wanted to save you guys from that bullshit. And even with all the nonchalant nonsense of me running around like a moron in this, I still managed to beat the game on my own. When I was like looking for where to go for like a couple hours, I eventually figured it out. No one told me. I didn't look it up. It was amazing. And yeah, I didn't mean to keep going for this long, but I'm actually really enjoying this game. I'm sorry. Yeah, I forget towns easily too. Whoever wrote this page thing. I wish there was a map. If someone made red circles and labeled a town. I forget the town names. I don't care about needing a location of all, because I have that, but I'd rather have, because the map I live at has all the town names on it, just it doesn't have the numbers, which is something I've been wanting for it, but whatever. I just need help where the locations are. I'm trying to find the optional fights. Ah, yes, that's where that... Okay, I was wondering what that shadowy figure was. I knew it was going to be a fight, but I never knew how to access it. Good. So there's another optional fight for me to do. Alright. Alright, good. No, I had a feeling, because that lake where you saw that shadowy monster, basically Nessie? Loch Ness Monster? Yeah, I'm gonna be fighting that. So where am I on this? Okay, so I gotta go over and up a bit. There we are. Okay. Now I just gotta get into my ship, and I can heal. I need armor for you. Alright, well I can sell that. I can sell some of these then. And I'm just gonna deposit. Oh, actually, I'll sell the Loki thing though. I'm gonna deposit this gear in case someone better can use it. So I'll sell those. Diamond, diamond, reflect. Diamond, diamond. I'm going to make Zero back into what he was. Actually, I think he's better without that, isn't he, no? Yeah, that's right, he's better without that. That money, though. Goodbye. I'm just buying a bunch of shit. I don't know why I'm maxing out my carrots. Kind of a habit. I usually like to buy a bunch of everything. What does that add? I have 60 of carrots. Okay. All right. I need to get you better gear, Mr. Knight. Oh, there's a few Genji equipment I freaking passed up, damn it. Figured. Alright, that's where I'm heading, so. Yeah, I figured there was some stuff for him here. I hope. Because that's where a cave is that requires the Mystic Knight. Because everyone here is a Mystic Knight, so that makes sense. Demon Shield, never mind. Oh, well, I read online they were called Mystic Knights. If they're called Magic Knights, they don't even seem to use... I don't use them for magic, so I'm just gonna call them Mystic Knights. Oh, so Steiner. Steiner's a Mystic Knight, then. Okay. Yeah, well, that's... you know, just because a ROM I'm reading I'm reading what people are saying online. Yeah, just because a ROM says Mystic Knight doesn't mean it's what it's actually called. Whatever. Magic Knight, Mystic Knight, whatever. Blah blah blah. The monster of this cave can only be defeated by dark swords. The monster of this cave. Apparently there's quite a few hidden bosses. Or so. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe some of the hidden bosses are in the remake. Eh. Oh, I don't want that. Page, go down. God damn it, Page. Oh, okay. I was curious how to get there. I was curious how I was getting there. How are you in there? I want to talk to you. Aha! It said only dark swords work effectively on the monsters in the cave of darkness north of Amar. Many have gone there to test their skill, but no one has ever come back. Is that all I can walk? Shit. Okay. Well, gotta get there somehow. Ah, you joined. Good. Come. Come on, dude. Why is there like nowhere else to go? Ah, there we go. I'm searching for someone worthy of this Kiku. I wonder if you can defeat this monster. I'll try. Splendid, we'll take this blade. Thank you. Thank you. $196. Wow. $256. Okay. Abandon your fear and darkness will also lend you strength. Oof. Did you just turn into a ninja, or did you send a ninja after me? Could you get out of my way? God damn it. Making me walk around. So is this cave done then? I think I fully explored. Yes. Okay, yes. So many things going on in my head. So many different so many progression and so many fights that I just had. I'm not gonna remember a simple small dungeon, but yes, I did that probably like a few hours ago. Right. Right, he's on the floating continent. It's been a while since I've been back there. I wonder if it'd just be better to take the other ship there, because it's faster. And... wait. I don't know... I think I actually need this one. I could be wrong. I mean, I'll try both. So let's first, try the other one. Whee! Eh. I just flew back. What the fuck? Whoops. Looping land. Yeah, that should be it right down there. Yep. There she be. It's been a while since I've been here. Didn't think so, but just worth the try. Unless... poop. Alright. Didn't think so. Alright, Invincible, let's go. So slow. So damn slow. That's alright. I think it's over a little bit. How far from it am I? I think it's down and over a little bit. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad my guys are all welcoming you in. Meppo, whatever your pronunciation would be. Sorry if I butchered your name there. Oi! I thought... So do I need the other ship? Because, yeah, I would have to go underwater. But... I tried. Bleh. That's alright. Not like it's that far, it's just this ship's slow. Yeah, we're already there. Yeah, this is backtracking that I don't mind doing. Oh my goodness. Mountain range. Probably went a bad direction, but whatever, it's all good. Alright. Oops. Whee! Alright. Plop. That's what I tried doing. Plop. But I don't think I can do that here. But I know I have to go underwater and surface where it is in order to get to him. Alright, gimme. Okay. Alright. My eyes. I know the ship's fast and it's all blue. Oh my god. Past it. There it is. Okay. But yeah, no. I'm gonna have to... What? Ah! Forgot about that. Yeah, see, I'm trying to go underwater. Then... only one thing I can think of. I have to go underwater. Yeah! Here. To reach it. Where am I exactly on this map? Oh, that helps. I think I found it. Yep, that's it. Alright. But that's self. This itself is the continent. Right below me, so... That wouldn't make any sense, though. He's in the floating continent. That wouldn't make any sense. Oh. What? So I can now take the canoe there? I never once was able to take the canoe over that. Well, maybe it's because of progression reasons, but still, like... that's the case. 'Cause I was gonna say, yeah, there's no way underwater to get there because the floating continent is its own thing. Underwater, I can't go underwater there because reasons. But I guess the water there is not deep enough, I guess. But either way, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense to do it the way I'm doing it. That's alright. Whee! Oh, I'm an idiot. That still didn't do anything for me. Unless they really do want me to take the other ship there, and then plopping me down there. Which, I can try, but I don't think that makes any sense. That doesn't sound like it makes any sense, but I'll try it. Oh my god. Forth 50 times until we freaking either give up or just die. Where the fuck are you? What's everybody doing today? What's everyone done today? How's everyone's rest of everyone's weekend? How's everyone's night? Blech. Let's go this way. Oh, there's Bahamut's cave. What? Ah, there it is. I was like, I took a roundabout way there, so that's why I got confused. My first thought of this was correct, and then I came over there, but then I didn't think about landing on that little stretch of glass, just laying in bed. Nice. Yeah, but oh, see, that was my first thought with this. Take the invincible there, but I didn't think about it. I forgot, like, oh, for certain ships, you literally gotta land in small patches of grass if you want to land it, and I forgot. Oh yeah, you don't land this ship, and there's no way for me to land there. So I was like, oh wait, And then I came back here. I just backtracked there like 4 times. The weekend was chill. Nice. This is like my 4th time backtracking here, and I just now realized, oh wait, there's a little strip of grass I can land in. Hello. Eat me. That's a dungeon? Whatevs. Weekend was chill. This was... It's very chill. Aside from a dungeon earlier where enemies like literally split themselves upon physical contact, unless you're using the knight that I'm using now. At the time I didn't have him, or I did, but at the time I didn't know about that. And then when I did learn about it, it was too late. I didn't have any good gear for him. So I went through all the dungeons that have those guys in it, and oh my god, it took me like 5 hours to get to that fucking dungeon, just because I kept dying, enemies kept splitting, fights kept taking forever. It was just not fun, and I almost was saying this game sucks, because one dungeon almost ruined this game for me. Ow. But other than that, though, I'm loving this game, though. Minus those few dungeons with those enemies, this game is still very good. Glad you had a good weekend. I was not expecting your damage. Crabs. Plankton. Was not expecting your damage. I mean, I get it. It's an optional late game dungeon, but I was not expecting this type of damage from them. Well, we're nearing the end of this. We've just got the Silix key that allows us to enter what I believe is the final dungeon of the game, or the final stretch of the game. And we beat 2 NPCs who are story important. The ones that I had to wake up from their dream states, and another one, da-da-da. And the last boss is a guy named Xande that I mentioned who was given life, and he's not happy with it. So yeah, I had to take out his friends. Well, ex-friends, I guess. One was Un, the dream mirror, and the other one was Dorga, or Doga, the older person. I guess, but whatever. They gave me these keys. I had to fight them so they can make these keys, I guess, and now it's made. Earth Drum. God's Rage! Earth Drum! Ouroboros! The ninja? Ooh. High potion. High potion. High potion. Elixir. Ooh. Take it. That elixir's nice. High potions I don't give a shit about, because I have like near max of them. And if I don't, I can easily buy up to 99 again. Sea lions! More sea lions. Ow. Ow, you are stronger, sea lion. Stop that. They're like sea lions with a lion face and walrus teeth. I love you, Square. I really do. You're clever. It's not the first time I encountered these things, though. It's a lion. It's a sea. It's a freaking... I love the lion face. Get wrecked, sea lion. Excuse me? That's quite a bit of experience. Oh yeah, right. Okay, chat. I did not notice your health there. I love that I have other NPCs. I have my other characters to use magic. Oh. Oh yeah. Zero swapped back. Right. Oh. Okay. Okay. Cool. And then I think I have to go see if I can go fight Bahamut. He was a boss fight earlier, but he was a boss fight I ran from. He was a boss fight you run from, not fight, so... Maybe he's a boss now? Ow! How do you like 1,000 damage? Asshole. Rip. These things are strong. I am worried. I just saved, so it's all good, but I'm worried. I actually should have saved before I came in here. If these things are fucking me up, Leviathan might actually be a problem. Yeah, it's 5,000 experience for 4 enemies. Holy shit. Yay, the very little of Phoenix Downs that I ever get in this game. Which is dumb, they don't sell them. I don't understand why. All the other ones did. Or at least 2, I think. 1 didn't, I don't believe. But 2, I know did. And if 1 did, I don't remember. I haven't played that in a while. It's been a bit, and I've been playing Final Fantasy 2, and then now 3, and then Phantasy Star, so I've been playing a lot of other things. But yeah, seriously. White scent. What does white smell like? What the hell is a white scent? Oh, yeah. So who's hyped for Final Fantasy IV and Phantasy Star 3? I was gonna do Eternal Darkness today, but after spending 5 hours on one dungeon, I really wanted to do some massive progression. And also my stream cut out, my stream ended halfway through or midway through, so freaking internet died. So I have 2 parts for no reason at all. Even though streams over 2 hours long get highlighted down into about 2-hour segments. Just so no one has to watch a freaking 14-hour stream. Well, this is around there, just divided into 2. I've been streaming since I woke up. Oh, nearly. I've been streaming since very early in the morning. So I've been streaming probably for almost half the day. Which is not something I've done since, Monster Hunter. Ooh, good. Ooh, good. I chose a good path. I hate branching paths sometimes. I don't mind branching paths, but I don't mind branching paths when they branch off in 4 directions. Jeez, 10 hits. Whew. Get hooked. Black hole. Reflect armor. I wish I would have got... Whoops. $96. Wait. Ooh, wait, what? 256. Can, is that better? Oh god, no. Yeah, I wish I would have gotten... I think I passed up some of the armor for this guy in that cave with all the stupid splitty dudes. I mean, I can go back there and get some of them now, if I even did and didn't sell them. I don't give a shit, though, personally. Because the Magic Knight, Mystic Knight, whatever the fuck they want to call them, can kill the splitty dudes without them splitting. Because otherwise physical attacks split them. Unless you have paralysis or magic. Because that's why I was putting them to sleep. I would put them to sleep, and then I would attack them or use magic on them. And then if they managed to take out either one of my physical guys like they did earlier, they took my character out, me, and I fought the boss, and I would have beaten him right then and there, but with me dead and my magic running low, my damage was severely docked, and it sucked. But the good thing is I learned the item RNG bug, if you want to call it that, where basically if you're because when you save states, it saves RNG. You can basically get around this by going into your menu and using an item on yourself, like a potion. And I just realized this today. I did not know that. So I save scummed my way out of that cave. Fuck that cave. Sorry, that cave took me 5 hours to beat. I actually tried beating it. I came very close. I got about halfway several times. And I went back through it like 2 to 3 times. On top of losing to the boss. So, I mean, I tried. It's not like I went in there and was like, I'm safe stating. This is the 3rd dungeon with these splitty bitches. I actually beat the 2 other dungeons with splitty bitches without any stating issue, without any stating, so. 1 dungeon getting ruined. Or 1 dungeon nearly ruining that part of this stream is fine. Not a big deal. It's not like I did it the whole game. Because it's definitely not like Final Fantasy 1 and 2 where you get stun locked and paralyzed throughout the entire fight, and then you're dead, basically. Or whatever. So if I save scum my way out of a lot of bullshit in Final Fantasy 1 and 2. Now, if I knew about the item bug, or glitch, or whatever, if you want to call it that, it's actually in the game, so, like, it's not cheating. Bug or what or otherwise. If I knew about that, I would have not have died pitifully in the beginning of Final Fantasy 1. Or 2. Or any of the moments I got paralyzed in those games. Or stunned, rather. Same thing. Two major factors of why that turns me off from ever playing those games again. Specifically 2. 1 maybe, but the original, I don't know. It's good, but that's a lot of it's bullshit. Now, if I have it on my phone, or if I had a way to play the original, if they release it on the Switch, then yes, I would definitely. I don't want to use it. I want to throw it away. I love how I have 60 carrots. Randomly. Because they were in the item... Look at... Imps, yawn. Because they were in the shop. And I normally just go and buy all the items from the shop, as many as I can. And I was accidentally buying carrots. They basically bring down a fat chocobo who's your bank. I mean... It only takes 1 to make it, so it's worth it. I mean, this ain't Final Fantasy VII. I can't duplicate items that I know of. Otherwise, I'd be duplicating a lot of my shit. A lot of the, or Phoenix Downs I would have been duplicating. I'm sure there's a way to duplicate. This game's old enough. There's probably bugs, glitches that allow you to duplicate. I just don't know of it. I barely just learned about Final Fantasy VII's, duplication. And that's just using a materia. I don't even really consider that cheating. It's probably not intended, yes, but I don't really consider it cheating because it's in an in-game thing. Same thing with the Mew glitch in Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow. I don't consider that cheating. It was an accident, yeah, but it's in-game. Without without any Game Shark. And I'm sure the whole shiny Ditto thing that you can do in Gold and Silver by transferring over a red Gyarados to Gen 1 and capturing a Ditto and having Ditto use Transform and teaching Gyarados Mimic, and then having him use Mimic until Ditto copies it and uses Mimic. Then you capture the Ditto and send them both back over to Gen 2, and Ditto copies the shiny Gyarados' genes and becomes shiny. That's a thing. It's for breeding purposes, that's the reason I do it. Because Gen 2 has a thing where the shiny egg is based off the parent, unlike in the later generations where it's based off of whether or not your Pokemon is from a different region. It's called the Masuda method. Masuda method. Whether that's a bug or not, I do it. Sure, Quake. Quake 3 Arena. Ooh, I can feel all this nicotine like in my throat. Oh, 11-11. Yeah, spirit, yeah. That was a waste of Earthquake. Nice. Oh shit, I'm already here. Well, you came at a good time. I don't know how long you've been here, but if you just came in here shortly, you came at a good time to watch me face this boss. I don't know if you were there for that shitty-ass ninja fight, or any other subsequent boss prior to that. But if you were, awesome. Alright. Oh. Well, please don't kill me. Please stop. Okay, damn it. Okay, good. They don't do enough damage. If all three of them would have hit me, they would have killed one of my guys. But as long as little Nessie here doesn't fucking have anything crazy. These guys do some good damage. That thing is probably gonna have some high level of attacks. Yeah, they 600 to 1,000. I am a bit worried. Only because I haven't saved before coming into here. Not that I did not save recently. Which means I won't lose too much. I'll lose, I think, a little bit of progression. Or a little bit of exploration, which is this, I think. I saved shortly before coming here, but not before. Alright, alright. What level am I now? 41. Wait, I thought I was 42. And that's me barely grinding. I only grinded a little bit. I probably grinded about maybe 5 or 6 levels back when the last dungeon I was doing with the splitty monsters. But even then, it was just to get some extra health. Not that it really it helped a little bit. Not much. But any grinding I did was just the beginning, really. Of course, you have to grind in the beginning of the game because you need money. You need to buy gear. Because you don't have enough money to really... It's not worth buying potions or items, heals like that. It's worth saving up money, grinding a few levels, and then buying gear. After that, once you're on par with the beginning, then you can start buying heals. And that's the only time. So other than that, I really did not grind in much in any of these games. I did do some grinding. 2 is the only one I did the grinding in. 1, I did a bit of grinding at the end because I didn't want to risk Chaos murdering me, and I was recommended it. I grinded in 2 because the last 2 dungeons killed me several times, and I knew the final boss, Emperor, was going to wreck my face if I didn't. And even then, he did kick my ass still, but the thing was I barely was paying attention during that fight because I was talking to chat. Like I normally do. And I still beat him. Barely, but still did. Even not really paying attention, he barely beat me. Or almost, he did not beat me. So that just shows that I really was over leveled. Hell, I had near max health. 2 of my characters had over max health to the point where the health was glitching. Instead of saying 999, a lot of the health was like 99EH or whatever, was saying letters. I was like, what the fuck is going on? That's emulator for you. Alright, Nessie. Excuse me? Sure. I am Leviathan. I shall only lend my power to those with the light. Are you worthy? No. It's like a overgrown Mushu. Alright, Leviathan, let's go! Optional boss number 3? If you want to count that ninja. I think this is the 3rd optional fight. 2nd or 3. One of the 2. Alright. Let's haste me up. Nice. Nice. That damage I'm doing, though. Beautiful. Okay, if that's all you got, I can heal that fine. Alright, so let's haste up Zero, who's also one of my better attackers as well. Look at that beautiful damage. Get fucked, Leviathan. Ow. That didn't do as bad, but that's still a strong AoE. Ow. That's a very strong AoE. Can you imagine if that wasn't an AoE? That probably would have killed me. Alright. I didn't really pay attention. Did I haste Zero? I think I did. No. Woo! Woo! Easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, bitch. That's it. That's all you gave me. I shall give you the power to aid you who have the light. Ah, the Leviathan summon. Ah, that makes sense. Not that I'm a summoner. PS4 controller, please. As much as I love you, I don't want you dropping any more than you already have. It's probably the reasons why this controller is somewhat on the way out. Not really, but some of my buttons are it's noticeable in some of my PS4 games. Some of the buttons, especially with Dark Souls or Bloodborne, where square is your heal in a lot of cases. I definitely notice it's somewhat not inputting a lot. But I have dropped it a few times, so eventually this controller is gonna poop. I love the PS4 controller. I love it more than the PS3 controller. The PS3 controller has input issues, I've noticed, with a lot of games. And it wasn't really until late into the PS3's lifespan that I noticed this. But then again, I got PS3. By the time I got the PS3, it was already the 128 Slim model. I didn't get it early, but that's already well at the end of its lifespan. Or mid-lifespan, I don't even know. But PS3 controller, I tried using the PS3 controller on this back when I used to use it on the PC, and just on PS3 in general, I just feel like the input is not as great. PS4 controller on PS3 though, no, because there's no way, from what I've seen, there was no way for me to hit the dashboard, so I had to I just didn't like it. If there is, it didn't work for me anyway, for what I tried, but if it does, it does. I don't care. I don't like to use the PS3 on the PS4, or PS4 on the PS3 controller. I really just stick with that. PS3 controller's not that bad, but in the grand scheme of things, I like the PS4 controller better. It's more comfortable. The touchpad's annoying after a while, but I actually like it better. Alright. Oh wait, you know what? I have otter heads. I cut the heads of otters. Let's get out of here. Alright, Leviathan's done. So that's the... That's another summon down. I fought him and Odin. No. Too bad I'm not a summoner. Otherwise I could summon him, Odin, Ifrit, Shiva, possibly Bahamut, once I fight him. By Ashura. I don't really use items much, but I can test some of these, I guess. I'll probably just deposit them. I really don't use items in this game all that much. At least not with items that give you like shell or haste and stuff like that. While that's nice and very beneficial, I really don't do all that much. Even in later Final Fantasy games do I not really use items that give you stuff, or items like in Phantasy Star or in Final Fantasy where they actually use attacks and stuff like that. I don't really use that. It's not my thing for some reason. I'm weird, even though I'll just use the regular magic spell. That's just me, though, as a person. That's my playstyle. Give. I'll just deposit them. I mean, Earth Drum is nice. It was an earthquake move, right, I think. I mean, Northwind, God's Wrath, or whatever, that's all typical spells. Like, one's water, one's lightning. Alright. I'm all healed up. Let me go and hopefully restock some things, because I am a rich motherfucker. Stock up on carrots for no reason, because it's in my inventory. It's in the stupid shop list. So I also have OCD. I don't really know if this is part of OCD, but it's part of my issues where I like to have 99 of things. If I don't have 99 of every item, even if I don't even use them, such as the carrots, for some reason it bothers me. Oh, that's everything, I think. Yep. All right. The carrots were, if you don't know, are summoning this fat bird, but I'm sure you've seen me do that several times. For anyone who doesn't know, carrots summon Fatty over there. He's a bank, which is actually nice. I don't think Final Fantasy really has that a lot. Bank management. Some of them do. Alright, I know where Bahamut's place is. It's in the first... It's in the map I'm on right now. But whether or not I gotta traverse his cavern again, I don't know. It's literally right over here. Yeah, I remember you. I remember this. I remember this. This is Nepto's cave. Fuck that place. Because I had to go inside his eye. That's first where you have to first use Mini. And then I didn't realize I had to go and give the statue the eye. Well, at the time, I forgot that B, you use items via B, even though the game literally tells me in the beginning, and I completely forgot, oh yeah, I gotta give the statue the eye. Maybe I thought, no, I'll give it to Nepto itself. Basically, the stupid serpent that if I tried to go, I'll show you the path. If I try to go up here where this little exit is, because I'm locked in otherwise, once I beat past that dungeon, I'm free to traverse this rest of the game like this. If I tried to fight through that early, I'll fight him, and I tried to beat him, actually. I don't know if you... I'm sure you can, but I failed. But my brain was like, oh, let's give Leviathan the eye, or let's give Nepto the eye. Well, I wasn't wrong. I just have to give it to the statue, not the real thing. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Somehow I passed it. There. Whoops. Whee! And we're saving. Aw. I mean, they gave me Odin and Leviathan. If Bahamut's not a summon, I'll be damned. Yes. No, he is. I knew he was, because you fight him early on in the game, but you can't beat him there because the game literally forces you to run. Well, it doesn't force you, but you're supposed to run. I guess it forces you, but I had the option to fight. But... Later on, after acquiring the Invincible. Okay. So wait, do I just... Oops. Is that even his lair? That's where he was. His freaking nest was near here. Unless there's a separate cave for him. Oh, no, I see it now. Never mind. That is not. I see where he is. A little further down now. But I see where he is. Yeah, here he is. Hee. I forgot this cave. After this, I think this is all the optional content. Pterodactyls? Nice. New enemies. I think after this, I believe this is all the optional content. This is my jam. This is the best part of Final Fantasy to me. Hidden bosses! Optional bosses is my jam. The hardest bosses of the game. Expect me to fight all of the hidden bosses of the games. Not Warmech, because that's not a hidden boss. It's a random encounter. Yes, he maybe freaking almost one-shotted me, but he's not a hidden boss. He's a random encounter. As much as I would love to go back and fight him, I am not. Because then I would have to traverse an entire freaking floor. And he's only on one floor. Let me tell you, he's on the final floor, right before the final boss. No. Getting there is a pain in the butt. Not really, it's just I don't feel like traversing that entire dungeon. Just for a rant. Then I would have to grind a ton, because he does a lot of damage. Like I said, when I actually encountered him, I wasn't trying to. I knew he was there, because I saw it. I read it. But, like, I was making my way up to the final boss, and I encountered him. And I was like, okay, fine, let's see how strong this thing is. I made the mistake of attacking him. I got lucky, though. He almost one-shotted me. I managed to... You know how some of these games don't let you run? Well, I got lucky. My last guy, I forgot which one it was. It was either me or Zero or somebody, but one of us managed to finally run. Everyone else was like, nope, can't run, can't run. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna die. I'm right at the final boss. Please don't do this to me. And I wasn't intentionally trying to fight him. Find him. I was just walking, and he ran into me. Kind of like that. I wasn't going back and forth. I wasn't like, oh, let's go and try to find Warmech. No, I was intentionally just trying to get out of there. And I got lucky. Very lucky. That would have been fucking hilarious, but painful at the same time. So final boss, while not very tough, he had a lot of health. The final boss of 2, while I wasn't really paying attention to his fight much, he was fucking annoying. That whole game can go fucking rot. It still has some vast improvements on 1, but god damn it, no. That game's mechanics and gameplay. I don't know how this game... I don't know how this franchise survived. 1 wasn't even the greatest. It was okay. 2 was garbage. I'm just surprised that this franchise survived with how poor... I feel like it was a poor start with, what, 1 and 2. I mean, yes, they're old. The games are older than me. But, still. Do these cats have earrings on? Liger. Liger Zero! Never remember that show. The show I don't think was called Liger Zero. It was one of the characters. I forgot what that show was called. Fuck. But Liger Zero was the name of a character. They rode in like animal-esque mechs or something like that. I forgot what the show was called. Damn it, that's another waste of Quake, but whatever. Didn't they like remake that show? I think it was like CGI or some shit. Golem? That's an old... Wait. Golem. That's an old weapon. Is it... Never mind. Actually, it's her best weapon. Currently. Not that it matters. God is getting drunk! I've been finding a lot of wine. God is up there drinking his ass off. I mean, look what I'm doing. I'm killing all his creatures. Makes sense. He's not happy with me, apparently. And this game is all about religious figures. Or these games, rather, are all about religious figures. They're usually the final villains of the game in some regard. Square is known as good for that. Always depicting, like, a very religious figure being a villain and whatnot. And they're not wrong. Churches from, like, way back were actually, you know, what the kings and queens and, you know, presidents are today. They held power. They may not have as much power, but they still have a lot of power. Hey, Sapphire! Turtle Shell! Oh, Choco Rage? Turtle Shell! Can I go train like Master Roshi? Dark Scent. Phoenix Down, finally. Elixir. Aw, Queen Lamia. Well, I haven't fought you in a while. Train like Master Roshi, yeah. Speaking of that, I already have it pre-ordered. I hope it's good. Even if it isn't, I'm going to be playing it all the way through. I already have it pre-ordered. Kakarot. Dumb name. Dumb name for a game. I get it. Goku's name is Kakarot, but Dragon Ball Kakarot. I don't. Goku does nothing with his own origins. I don't get why they named it that. I get it. But to me, it's kind of stupid, because Goku has nothing to do with his own origins. Yes, he's a Saiyan, and he gets that, and he knows his name, but he doesn't care, like, his namesake and his own heritage. He doesn't give a shit about the Saiyans. So, like, naming a game about his actual name, which has nothing to do with the past, that is Planet Vegeta, I don't know, I find it dumb. We'll see if it has anything to do with Goku's actual origins. And how far that game actually goes. I know it's going to go up to Boo, but I really hope they add DLC for Super. Because I'm getting tired of Dragon Ball games that all they do is, oh, let's go fight Vegeta. Oh, let's go fight Cell. Or Frieza. Let's go fight Cell. Let's go fight Boo. Oh, here's Xenoverse. Let's go fight Raditz. And, oh, Raditz has actually killed Goku. Now let's go back in time and prevent that. Oh, let's go do that again in Xenoverse 2. Like... As much as I love Dragon Ball Z, they're doing nothing new with these games. And the only good Dragon Ball Z games that I can recommend and love to this day so far is Attack of the Saiyans and do you wanna play the Heroes game? I mean, it's all right. I mean, I like some card-based combat systems. I mean, it's not really cardy based. You do have cards, kind of like what is it? you kind of collect cards, kind of like Dokkan Battle, but you have similar things, kind of like Dokkan Battle, where you have a card and basically your characters are like that. But it's not like a card game. But oh my god! But it's really, and Dragon Ball Fusions and Attack of the Saiyans are really the only good true Dragon Ball games because they're different. While Attack of the Saiyans does go up to Vegeta, Fusions is literally its own thing, and that's what makes that game actually phenomenal. If anyone hasn't played Dragon Ball Fusions for the 3DS, that game really deserves a sequel. Not that I can understand what they would do with it, but I would love a sequel to that game. Same for Attack of the Saiyans, because they literally, if anyone's played Attack of the Saiyans, knows what I'm talking about. Watch the entire credits, they literally show Frieza at the end. Literally freaking giving you blue balls. Because when I first beat the game, I was like, oh, yes, they're making a sequel to this. Nope. I mean, they even added in Broly for no reason at all, which, by that game's storyline, should not be able, or Goku and his crew should not be able to beat. So I find Broly in that game kind of pointless. It is what it is, though. Hey, I'll be streaming. I already did a Let's Play on it, but I'll be streaming Attack of the Saiyans in the near future, because I haven't streamed that yet. And I will be returning to Fusions, for anyone who's into my Dragon Ball stuff. The voice of Bahamut. Wonderful. See if you can beat me. Let's go, Charizard. Oh, look, now he's shiny. It's a shiny Charizard. Your dragon. Ice. Ice to meet you. I haven't seen you play Dragon Ball. Well, you're kind of just new, but I've done quite a few. I'm actually at the end of Fusions, and I've done the Legacy of Goku 1 and 2 and most of Boost Fury, or a good chunk of Boost Fury. I haven't gotten that far into it, but I've done a few Dragon Ball games. There's not that many Dragon Ball games that aren't fighting games, you know what I mean? I did a bit of Infinite World to test out the PS2. Official PS2, by the way. I have the actual PS2. And while it's okay, it doesn't really look good on today's standards, but like I did a bit of Dragon Ball games, so I mean, they're there on Facebook. They're there on YouTube. But I will be returning to them. 3DS streaming is really annoying, but you'll see me return to that in Pokemon. So if you're into Dragon Ball and Pokemon stuff, don't worry, those will return. And don't worry, Legend of Dragoon, that, I know I was busy chatting a lot. I didn't really progress as much, but don't worry, Legend of Dragoon will actually be beaten. I promise you that. But yes, if you're into Dragon Ball, I will be playing that. So don't worry on your little head on that one. But how you doing, Sapphire? Ow! You love Dragon Ball? Good, good. Well, don't worry. Dragon Ball will be a thing. I promise you. It's along with PSO, Dragon Ball is my stream, channel, thing, staple. I mean, look at my BitJar. Other than being sick for most of it. That sucks to hear. I'm sorry to hear that. Hope you feel better. I mean, even look at my BitJar. You could see a Dragon Ball in there. And apparently, since I'm also connected to Facebook, whenever, I guess, people drop bits or something, I don't know how it works, but whenever something happens with Facebook, little pictures of me appear because my Facebook profile page. So whenever something with Facebook happens, a bunch of me's just drop in there. So apparently I have me bits. Me bits. But yeah, the little logo next to the Dragon Ball is a Phantasy Star Online ID, and then there's a bunch of me bits in there. I have a bit for Sensu Beans, but hey, Jared, I even have bits for Sensu Beans, but they rarely appear because I think you need to, drop, a single bit or something like that, I think. Or I forgot what the one setting it was. I would have to look at Streamlabs to see how many bits you drop to drop Dragon Balls and the Sensu Bean and stuff like that. But the Sensu Bean is the one, I rarely ever see because I don't think anyone's gonna drop a bit. Or whenever I test drop bits, it never drops that many bits. So, but yeah. How you doing, Jared? I don't know if I'll ever read drop bits. Don't. No one needs to worry about donating me. Again, if anyone wants to donate, follow, subscribe, whatever, I appreciate all of it, but you do not have to. I want your love, your support, and you here. That's all I want. You don't have to give me any. I was gracious enough to receive all the donations that I have that you see scrolling at the top of the screen, and that hasn't happened. All the donations you see scrolling across the screen, those were years ago, at least a few years ago or a year ago. Yes, all I want is your attention. That's all I want. I just want to grow. If you guys, at the end of the day, if you guys decide to throw me money, I appreciate it. But all I want is to grow as a family and as a streamer. Yes, I do want to make a job out of this because gaming is my life. Who doesn't want to do gaming? Who doesn't? Yes, that's Bahamut. This is Bahamut. Who doesn't want to do something that they love for a living? But I'm not streaming or doing YouTube solely for, hey, I'm not making money, so I'm going to quit. The reason I quit doing YouTube was because I didn't have the time to actually edit videos with my job, and editing videos took so much part of my time away, and by the time I got a video out, it was already the next day, and it was just not fun after a while. Streaming, though, however, I don't have to worry about that. All I gotta do is take a 12-hour stream and highlight it down for 2 hours each part, so you guys don't watch a 12-hour, so you guys don't have to sit there and worry about watching a 12-hour stream. So this stream, these two streams actually, because it got cut in half because of internet reasons, I'll be editing it down so you don't have to sit there and watch an entire 8-hour session, which currently this is right now 8 hours worth. I've been streaming since the morning. I've been streaming for probably about 15, 16 hours today. You're not going to watch all that in one go, trust me. So I edit down my parts. But yes, this is Final Fantasy III Bahamut. I don't know if you were there at the beginning of the stream when I first started the game, Jared. You actually encounter Bahamut. You would watch it? I'm not gonna lie, so would I. If this was anyone else, I would, because I don't watch my own videos. Who does? If this was anyone else, trust me, I've watched Lobos Jr., who does Dark Souls, and most of his average stream, since he does this for a living, I watch a good 12, 13-hour videos. But, like, I'm just saying, like, most people with a living, oh my god, would not constantly watch all of these. So that's why I edit it down, or I highlight it down for 2-hour parts. Plus, not only that, highlighting it allows me to, damn it, keep it on Twitch as well, for anyone who wants to watch on Twitch. Ice does not work, okay? Let's try fire. I've watched several streams spanning over 3-4 weeks at least. The amount of times I've spent watching people's streams have definitely spanned over months. But a series, the longest I've watched for a series was probably at least 30, 40 hours. Hell, this entire stream for Final Fantasy III was probably fucking wrecked. Oh boy. I doubt people will watch me stream making cosplay outfits. Hey, you'll be surprised. There's a lot of slice of life, if you want to call it that. Slice of life, streams. I've seen makeup tutorials on Twitch, which is not something you commonly see for that, but people do stream real life on Twitch. And trust me, there's a lot of people who love cosplay. You'll be surprised what you would get. I'm sure people can literally stream themselves, which I've seen. I've seen a couple streamers that I actually watch have streamed. There was one streamer, it was actually very entertaining. The Lanny Pator, one of the guys behind Dragon Ball Abridged, streamed him and his wife carving a pumpkin for Halloween. Now, that may not be the most entertaining, but his commentary is the main reason I watch him. Not so much his gaming. I love his gaming too, but he's hilarious. And just enjoying his interactions with chat was probably the best parts. So, like, I would watch him just random shit. I even watched him do a marathon, like an actual run marathon for suicide prevention. Not the most entertaining is the thing, but the idea of the fact that he's running, doing a running for money for suicide prevention was what got me to want to watch it, because I've contemplated it before, and I have depression with certain things. So like throughout the whole video, I was crying. Because not only that, I've also lost, it wasn't so much suicide, but I've lost 2 of my friends to drug overdoses, which is honestly, no different than killing yourself. So, like, I was crying throughout the whole thing, because I couldn't stop thinking of my closest friends who actually passed away from overdoses. I'm going into space now? Well, considering I major in cosmetology, I make a hobby of knitting and sewing. Knitting and sewing. Oh, nice. Well, you know, trust me, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. There are cosplayers who would love that. There would be people who would love to see you stream something as simple as you making an outfit. Trust me. Hell, I can probably just stream. Hell, believe it or not, ask Jared, Supply. I streamed midway through a stream. I showed nothing. I showed off my MySpace profile for at least a few hours. People loved it. They just loved hearing about my past, because it's people who'd come in and want to get to know me more. Like, he's even requesting to see my house. Like, I'm now getting to the point where I'm getting requests to show off my room. There's, like, people loved when I showed off my Facebook. Not that it has much on there. It's just, people love that kind of stuff. You'll be surprised. I did not expect Bahamut to outright destroy me. But I also did not realize Ice was doing god tier damage there. Space, what does that have to do with cosmetology? I think he just took the word ology or cosmetology and was making a joke. Unless that was a serious thing. I don't know. I don't either. I honestly don't know if it was serious or a joke. That's why I was saying, maybe he saw the parts of the words, broke it down, and made a joke out of it. I don't know. Personally, I understand what you mean. Even though I'm not good with the technical side of names, like, you know, the real names for certain positions and such like that. I'm not good with that stuff, but I understood what you meant. Maybe he thought that's what it meant. Don't ask me. Goodbye, kitty with earrings. Those are disgusting looking animals. They look fat and silky. Nothing wrong with that. I have a fat dog. I'm just saying these ligers just look ugly as hell. Ugh. Damn, I did not expect. Oh, hi. How goes it? Great Boros? Great Boros the Ninja. Now that's a joke. Because there's a streamer called Ouroboros, for anyone who doesn't know. I made that joke already, though. Funny thing is I took out Odin, I took out Leviathan. I did not expect Bahamut to be much stronger than them. I was caught off guard. That's pretty much all it was, but... If he beat me here, I don't think I can beat him, but we'll see. I should be able to. He's a hidden boss, I get it. He's probably going to be one of the strongest bosses in the game, and it is Bahamut. He is the King of Dragons, I get that. But I'm just saying, out of the grand scheme of things, I didn't think he was going to be as weak as some of the weaker summons in the series, but I didn't think he was going to be that tough. Then again, for anyone who knows Final Fantasy X, the international version, knows that Dark Aeon Bahamut is by far one of the tougher summons, at least when you first started encountering the Dark Aeons. He is one of the toughest early Dark Aeon. He's not the toughest because his health isn't as high. The toughest one, in my opinion, I think, would be either the Magus Sisters, which by themselves, they're easy, but in a group, they're tough, and Anima, Dark Anima. with his 8 million health. He's not all that hard when you max out your sphere grid, but early on, Bahamut, unless you have max luck, most of the Aeons, they are brutal. Dark Bahamut, though, did give me the most trouble in my current Final Fantasy X playthrough, and yes, Dark Anima. He is definitely the toughest one, besides the Magus Sisters. The Magus Sisters together, though, they're hard. By themselves, they're pathetic. And plus, by the time I get back to Bahamut, I already had near-max stats with max luck, near-max luck, and near-max strength. And he was a pushover. Yojimbo, indeed, was pathetic. I made him my bitch because I was grinding Dark Matter. However, he still can Zanmato you. But I didn't really have much of an issue with Zanmato. By the time I fought him and actually beat his 5 fights when I was grinding him for the Dark Matter, he was not a pain with problem at all. But early on, yes, he's a pain in the butt. But yeah, he's, I think, one of the easier ones if you know what you're doing. You just gotta worry about his Zanmato. But even then, does that really make him hard? It's just a move that one-shots you. That doesn't really make him hard. But yes, in the grand scheme of things, he's actually one of the easier ones. Dark Shiva, I can't believe I forgot about her. Dark Shiva, Dark Ifrit, Dark Valfor. All of which are easy. Those are the easiest fights. Dark Bahamut, Dark Magus Sisters, and Dark Anima are by far the toughest of them. I forgot about Dark Shiva. Completely forgot about her. Kind of just skipped my mind there for a second. Again, any of these Dark Aeons can fuck you over if you're not careful, but in the grand scheme of things, if you're willing enough to nearly max out, if not max out your sphere grid, they're easy. Because you need to really come close to starting, get your sphere grid going, otherwise you're not going to be able to harm them at all. Because even with high strength at the time, I had really high strength, I could not hit them, because I needed more luck. And I don't mind, I love the sphere grid, but I hate the luck and magic farming. Those are the worst because the 2 bosses you have to fight. They're not quick, they take a bit. It'd be fine if some of the other sphere grid slots that you get are very quick to get. But those 2 are the worst because of the bosses you fight. That's true, Anima also could one-shot you, which I don't think I had a problem with in my playthrough. I didn't even have a problem with Yojimbo, I only had a problem with them early. Bahamut, again, was the worst because he was the... Here's the thing. I was an idiot, and I forgot, what was it, Tidus's sigil? Or was it the other one? I forgot the item there for Tidus's Ultima weapon there. I completely forgot that it was there in my playthrough because I haven't played 10 in so long since then. And I was like, fuck! So I tried to go back and face Bahamut very early on, and I was not going to be able to beat him. That was my mistake. I know about it. So, like, I forgot all about it at the time when I played it. Don't worry, I won't be forgetting it. Even if I do, you guys can yell at me. Don't leave Yunalesca's room. You guys can yell at me. I will remember, but even if you feel like I will forget, you can scream at me. Because, yeah, for anyone doesn't know, Yunalesca, after you beat her, if you don't go down the staircase to get one of Tidus items for Tidus's Ultima weapon, you cannot go back until after Bahamut's defeat. Pain equals petrify. Yep. Dark Anima can go shove it. I haven't... You want to know something awesome? When I beat 10, you're gonna see me fight Penance for the first time. I've seen a fight. I've seen his fight, so it's not gonna be blind. However, it's gonna be blind in the regards as I don't have a strategy for it. So yes, it's blind in that regard, but I've seen his fight, but I've never fought him. I was actually in the process of grinding for him in my current Switch playthrough. I just was busy focusing on maxing everything out, and by the time I beat the game and maxed everything else out nearly, I just got tired of it and moved on to 10-2. So I never fought Penance yet. I'll try to save that for my stream. So I have not fought him at all. And he's gonna be fun. Personally, I didn't think when I saw Lobos fight him, it didn't look very hard. It just looked very time-consuming, and you gotta pay attention. He just was a long fight. And even then, Lobos, the guy who I was talking about who does Dark Souls, he didn't even max out nowhere near as much as I did on my current playthrough. I'm the kind of guy who likes to break HP limit. He didn't even break HP limit. So I think I'll make him into a bitch, I hope. He beat him fine. It just took him a while. I have no problem breaking my HP. Some people say it's useless, and I get that. But to me, I like to have maxed everything. I'm a 100%er. That's just me. I will not be maxing out my MP, though. That's stupid. Well, not really. Oh shit, I should have saved. Well, I'm in a dungeon, I kinda can't. I should have at least checked my health. I forgot I can't save in dungeons, that's right. Alright, Charizard, let's go. Kill me again. If you kill me again, I'm probably gonna have to end the night and then fight him tomorrow. Yeah, it's going on midnight, so I think after this I may have to end, and I'll save the final dungeon for tomorrow. And then after that, I'm probably gonna play some Eternal Darkness tomorrow because I wanted to do that today. That's a request, by the way, from a guy named Glistener Elf, and I've been wanting to play that. I just didn't get a chance today because the freaking dungeon took me like 5 hours to get through. Fuck all those splitting enemies. Fuck that. Strike Bio. Mega Flow! Okay, I should have healed. I should have had my mage heal me. That's what killed me. Blah, 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 blah. Sure, I like Bio. It's not bad. Cure 4. What is this damage? Blah, 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 blah. No! Gotta go. So I can try and rest. Have a good one. Being sick sucks. I feel ya. Take care. No! You Bahamut! Quit doing your fucking mega flare, please. No! Ah! So much damage. Well, I'm gonna try that tomorrow, guys. I've been streaming. I've been streaming for like about close to maybe 20 hours, maybe I want to say close to 20 hours. I want to say about 15 hours, maybe a little less than that. Somewhere in the teens. This stream alone is almost 9 hours. The last stream was around 6 to 7 hours. I've been streaming for almost 20 hours. How? I don't know, but I've been up streaming all day since I woke up. I have work in the morning. I'll be home by about maybe, depending on if I do overtime, but I shall be streaming around maybe the latest 6 p.m., which is my normal time. The earliest, because I do want to try streaming earlier from now on, but we'll see, depending on if I do overtime. The earliest expect me is probably maybe 4:35, because I do get off at 3:30, and it takes me about 20 minutes to clean up and about 10 minutes to get home or so, and then I like to maybe relax and eat a bit, but at the latest I'll be on is probably around 6 o'clock. The earliest would be around 4:35 anyway, because it takes me about 30 minutes to get home, 10 minutes to clean up, 10 minutes to get home, and then maybe another 20 minutes or so to relax. So we'll see. But I'm going to get off for the night because I've been streaming all day. I'm surprised my butt ain't hurting from this chair. However, I'm sitting on my jacket, so I shouldn't... I'm going to try to have my jacket sitting here so I don't slide because of the way the chair is. The chairs make. So that's probably why also my ass isn't hurting, because I have my hoodie underneath. But I'm surprised my head's not hurting from these headphones. But yeah, I'm going to get off for the night. You have a good night, Jared, Sapphire, and everyone else. Infamy, all of you guys, take care. Yeah, let's see. You got Choo Choo Blue, you got Devere, you got Energy's bot, that's a bot. GZA, Infamy, Monsters of Midway. Wow, I haven't seen that name in a while. Have a good night, all of you guys. I have not seen you in a while, Monster. Ugh. Have a good one, guys. See you tomorrow for the finale of FF3. Followed by possibly some ED. Erectile Darkness. Eternal Dysfunction. This joke is dead. Goodbye.